Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadfire with me, Bring It On. Let's speak to Nairi. This woman is young, but her serious manner makes her look much older. Her nose and ears are pierced in several places, and her mouth is twisted in a scowl.
More outlanders. Are your masters so desperate that they send you to plunder a starving village?
Excuse me?
Was it the Rauataians, the Valians, or some new invader? Outlanders conquer us with ink and paper packs as well as blades. But they conquer us all the same.
She squares her stance and grimaces. I'm not here to conquer anyone.
Akira. That is what the last bunch said.
She crosses her arms and glares.
Ruanu. He collaborates with the bottom feeders who went to Pokokahara for Adra riches. I warned the Valians about Pokokahara, but why listen to the ignorant Huana girl? Now I remain. They are gone. Taken by the curse.
Valians are some of the most skilled navigators in the world. They don't just go missing.
Pokokahara was not for them. With Nagati's aid, the sea takes and gives in equal measure.
She raises her fingers to her brow.
Dark clouds surround Pokokahara, and in my dreams, they swallow us all.
She looks at the statue next to her, her eyes bright with intensity. It's a good speech. It sounds like one she's rehearsed a little too carefully. Do you really believe all of that? She sighs deeply, her bony shoulders rising like a vulture's wings.
We tell these stories not because they happen just so. We tell them for what they mean. Our Rangosphere makes him too trusting. He believes the Valiant traders will protect us if they settle here and mine Pokokahara.
She closes her eyes and shakes her head.
They will. It is what the company has done throughout the Eastern Reach. Why not here?
So the villagers pour their sweat into the sand, building a trading post on a barren island.
What do you think will happen?
If more Valians come? Akira, the same thing that has happened with every other foreigner.
She waves a gangly arm in the air.
They will kill us, rob us, enslave us. And we will be too busy building their halls and sweeping their docks to fight.
She bites her lip in a bitter frown.
You are known as a friend to the Huana. If you did not win our favor to simply profit from us, then prove it now. If you go to Pokokahara, I say the best thing is to destroy it for the tribe.
Her brow raises sharply as she studies your reaction.
We saw how the Valians took over Port Marge. Imagine a similar scenario with a less amiable governor.
Akira, your friend sees the shape of things. When the Adra is gone, the Valians will dig somewhere else, leaving us to point our canoes toward more welcoming shores.
How do you expect me to destroy Luminous Adra?
If I knew, then I would go myself. Anything that is built can surely be destroyed, Akira. And the storms are proof of powerful magic at work. Dispel this magic, banish it, whatever needs doing.
She brushes off her palms. Knock over an Adra pillar. I do enjoy a challenge.
I hope so. And we did not speak of this, Akira?
She nods, but her eyes are still narrowed in caution. I hear that Anaharu also had problems with outsiders. She winces as you speak the name. One hand strays to the coral crescent pendant. She forces it back down, handing her hand beneath folded arms.
Anaharu was a tribe's priest before me. And he was my father. Before he challenged Ruanu to a trial of waves.
She sighs and takes hold of the pendant, gripping it in a tight fist.
But he was cast off. We are forbidden to speak of him.
Tell me about the trial of waves.
When there is an argument between leaders that cannot be answered, we turn to Nagati. Two challengers risk violent currents, beasts from the deep, and waves that would dash them against the rocks. The winner, if there is one, has Nagati's favor. The loser, living or dead, is forgotten by Nagati and the tribe.
Her gaze turns downcast. Why did Anaharu challenge Ruanu to a trial of waves?
My father knew the traders are as dangerous as pirates and slavers, perhaps more, because they grow strong in Neketaka. So, when the expedition came, he begged Ruanu to send them away and move the tribe to another island.
Her knobby knuckles pale as she squeezes the pendant.
Ruanu, he did not listen, and Anaharu was done talking.
What does it mean to be cast off?
It means the tribe must forget him.
She winces.
The Ranga divided his possessions among the other Mataru, and now we do not speak of him.
She swallows, still looking away. I see.
Anaharu goes to his next life, but forgotten, he goes to a different tribe.
She hangs her head. You don't seem to think much of Ruanu's leadership.
He is our Ranga. My own great-aunt looked into his soul and declared him such.
Even as she says this, she hesitates, one hand clenching a fist at her side.
I must respect him, even as he builds a village for our enemies.
Have you tried reasoning with him?
Akira, I have, and so did
She breaks off, looking down and frowning.
Anaharu. Oh, I must learn to stop saying his name.
Are you the priestess of this tribe? She nods, one finger brushing the crescent pendant at her neck.
We worship the same gods as the foreigners, but sometimes with different names. This is Nagati, the trickster of the seas.
She points to the wooden statue. It's as smooth as an old piece of driftwood. The sun-bleached and water-stained patches suggest years of travel from one village to the next.
Foreigners know her as Andra. To us, there is no difference.
Farewell. So Palagina and myself may not be getting along in the near future. So I am leaning towards assisting the Juana. Maybe I'll just go make her wait on the ship. A seasoned Juana woman rests her elbow on the drum like it's the only thing keeping her upright. She pats the hide skin, percussion no more effortful than a sigh. She opens her eyes as you approach. I'm Donald, captain of the Defiant. One of her eyebrows arches up with an unspoken question. She squints down at the dock and nods toward your boat. She touches her brow with 2 fingers, then she gives the drum a pair of playful taps. That may have been an introduction. Don't you speak. A deep wrinkled scar traces a winding path down her neck. She tilts her head to the side and beckons you to look closer. The angle and shape look like the mark of a boar's tusks. She raises one finger and points down to a dried hoof knotted to her belt. Then she makes a gesture of pulling back and releasing a bowstring several times in rapid succession. Grinning, she snaps her fingers and leans once more against the drum with a satisfied sigh.
I admit it. I like this one.
She rolls her eyes at Maya and shoos her away. What do you do here? Exaggerating her movements, she shields her eyes and scans the horizon. As she points off at the distance, kicks her legs up with youthful glee, pretends to pound them on the drum with wild, enthusiastic beats. Shrugging, she lets her hand fall to her sides once again. Tap on the surface of the drum. You play a short, hesitant beat. She bites the inside of her cheek and considers before drumming a quick response with her knuckles. Then she beats a harder, faster rhythm and steps back, grinning at you. I'll play something together. She places a hand on her hip, skeptical as you start to build up a rhythm. Eventually, she bobs her head and smiles a little wider. She eases in closer, your shoulders touching. It beats on the drum fast enough to build tempo without outpacing you. Her rhythm response changes the tune, introducing complexity while keeping the spirit of the original alive. She closes her eyes and sways in place. The flow of her movements make the beat look effortless, but her arms are a constant blur. In the village below, heads begin to bob. Furrowed brows momentarily relax. Finally, she breaks the rhythm and steps back, checking out her arms and sucking in deep breaths. She tips her head to you, gratitude and recognition mingling with her exhaustion.
Aye, I'm right primed for another.
Do you know anything about the tribe's missing koiki? Frowning, she sweeps her hand out to gesture at the entire village at once. She shrugs. Then her hand wanders toward her belly. She sighs through her nose. Farewell. Did not read this. Drum emits a deep, satisfying boom when you strike it.
Your orders, let's go. Still as a pond.
Oh, I didn't even see the item I just picked up. Stained Kaora reeds. Wana tribes use the hardy Kaora reeds to weave baskets or mats. Materials flexible and firm, giving off a faint smell of salt water. We've met a weaver already.
Captain, let's go.
I suppose that's going to be evidence enough.
I see your feet will not let you stay in one place.
Speak freely.
So who do I give this to?
Your orders?
What's that?
This indignity will not go unanswered.
Yes. Hello.
You need something?
It looks like we can't even discuss the stained reeds yet.
Yes. Hello.
In that case, let's go speak to the chief and see if we can progress the quest elsewhere. We'll figure it out.
Captain, still as a pond. Not a problem, Captain.
Ah, welcome to Tikawara.
Thank you. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take all of your stuff.
What do you need?
Huh? You were saying? Easily done. Can't take all the credit.
Oh, sweet. She was able to unlock it.
What do you need?
I'm listening. Captain,
The wood is smooth under your hand. The totem looks to have been carved and painted recently. The many rips in this worn old banner have been lovingly stitched back together.
I'm listening. Just say the word.
Alright, Ranga Ruanu. And Amoa huddles in close conversation with the warriors next to him. He whispers in a low, stern voice. No sooner do you catch his eye, than he grins wide enough to stretch every muscle in his face.
Ikira! What a surprise, I say. But no one told me that envoys of Rawatai landed on Tikawara.
His congenial smile wavers as he swallows down a lump in his throat. I'm just passing through.
Yes, welcome, welcome. I would shower you with the fruit of our harvest, but the season is unkind, I say. Pokokahara is restless. Even from afar, the storms tear our bounty up by the root and chase fish to calmer shores.
He raises his hand to gesture to the east. His hand falls limply to his side. What is Pokokahara?
An island not touched since the days of our ancestors. The Valians went to Pokokahara for luminous Ardra, but their expedition does not return. As the storms grow wild, Tikawara dies around us. No traveler will land here if they are forced to eat their belts, I say.
He absently presses his knuckles, pouring the blood from his fingers. Why not move the tribe elsewhere?
In our old villages, we were raided by pirates, stolen by slavers, and killed by Rawatayan scouts.
His head droops further with each admission, as if their acknowledgement diminishes him personally.
So I brought them here, where the soil is too poor for koīki fruit and the waters too shallow for great fish. At least we are in the path of Valian traders as they come and go. This is protection, prosperity, a future.
He nods, resolute in the idea. How is Pokokahara causing storms?
You are new to the islands. I would not expect you to know of these things. Our ancestors told of luminous Ardra, the bones of the Deadfire, breaching through the sands of Pokokahara. Ngati raises her watery fist in defense of the Ardra. Valian or Huana, it is nothing to her who suffers in the wake of such anger.
At the implication of divine providence, Palagina's right eye twitches in annoyance, the membrane flicking out and back. Fighting against it, he forces a weak smile and nods politely. Cocking his head to the side, Ruanu mirrors the gesture with a full smile. He seems to be puzzling out Palagina's reaction. Beyond the storms, is there any danger?
Ikira, we paddle our canoes the long way around Pokokahara for a reason, I say. Another people lived among our ancestors and built a temple in the desert. Now there is only death.
Now, that does tend to follow the Ingwithins.
But the Valians close their ears to my warning.
He shrugs, glancing away. I have some history with old places that cause storms. I'll take a look. His eyes widen a little. The smile that creases his face seems, for the moment, genuine.
Here, this was a token passed down from the Rankas, said to come from Pokokahara in brighter days.
He passes you a heavy length of copper shaped in a spiral. Copper Mizuma shell key. This piece of elegant craftwork is a copper representation of a Mizuma shell, a corpse-eating snail that thrives in the waters of the Deadfire archipelago. Scratch marks and green patina only hint at the age of this piece. This looks like a seashell.
The Mizuma snail, a foul thing, yes? They eat for the dead faster than Tangaloa, I say. It is nothing Nikawaru would craft. The ancestors and their hobbies.
He shrugs, smiling.
If you need aid, Himarihi's warriors need only someone to bark commands and they will go.
He raises his fingers to his brow once more. I had questions about Pokokahara.
Wind and sorrow are all that emerge from the ruins, never answers.
He waves you on. Back to my other questions.
Speak on, friend. What say?
He spreads open his palms. Where can I find supplies?
The Valians left many crates with the dwarf. He hoards them by the beach.
Annoyance flickers across his face, but it's gone as quickly as a ripple in the water. On the water.
But we never refuse a guest. If you need sleep, Himuihi will show you all the villages contending for the honor of your visit. And if you need strong Mataru warriors to fight at your side, then Himuihi can help you with this also. She guards the trading post.
Tell me about your tribe.
Our village here is young still, but we will grow when the Valians come. That is for what we build many houses now, even a trading post.
He beams with pride.
We make Tikawara pleasing to the Valians. Then when they come for Pokokahara, they build their harbor here. They must.
He clears his throat. You don't seem to mind the Valian influence here.
Some tribes push foreigners away, but it is good to have powerful friends.
A frown briefly clouds his expression.
We got plenty of those. Ours are holding our lives ransom and playing us against their enemies.
If the Valians come, they will build an outpost here in Tikawara.
His gaze unfocuses like he's convincing himself of every word.
And then we will have more to trade with outsiders than just Rongi's mats. With coin comes protection, friendship.
He nods vigorously.
A favorable arrangement for both sides, I say.
Are you always this friendly?
You sure you want to question that? I mean, we never get nice ones like this.
I say that in Tikawara there is always a spot around the fire and...
A gurgle reverberates from the stomach of the guard standing next to Ruanu. He grimaces and places his hands over his belly, as if to muffle the sound. The Renga shoots him a withering glare.
And a koiki in every hand.
When he turns back to you, he's all wide smiles and pleasantries again. Back to my previous questions.
Speak on, friend. Our village here is that we make Tikawara.
Alright, farewell.
I'm listening. You were saying?
Insufferable.
Maybe I need to find the koiki fruit in this hut.
You must gather your party
You were
before
saying?
venturing forth.
I'm listening. Your order. Aye, aye.
Did you know you reek of that hagfish you carry? Dispose of it at once.
How can you smell anything? You're just a skull.
I see your feet when I weave in the of course. All the Ikira, the Mukumu, see?
Oh, she has a name. Where does Rongi go out to the beach in the middle of the night? We're about to find out, aren't we?
I see your feet will not let you.
I'm listening. Can do.
God, when I hold tab, she doesn't. Her name doesn't pop up.
Hmm?
I know it's because we can't go into a proper dialogue with her, but still, it makes it really easy to overlook.
I have never seen anyone brood as forcefully as your bird woman.
I was thinking I'd have to go up here at night, where the koiki fruit was actually stolen.
Huh? Mm-hmm.
If there's any more koiki fruit there, they shouldn't return. So I thought this
This cannot last, you know.
nook was suspicious.
For what do you follow me?
Rongi keeps his hands at his sides, breathing heavily all the while. You seem awfully nervous. Something the matter?
Can a weaver not soak his feet in the cool sand? Our village has troubles, Akira. I go here to set mine afloat on Ngati's back.
He nods to indicate the peaceful lapping of waves. Tell me what's going on before I drown you in a tide pool. He blinks at you, his mouth falling open. At first it seems like he's going to protest, but then he simply hangs his head in surrender.
I stole the koiki, not Tamao.
He winces.
Ruanu would have us waste our last koiki on a ceremony to the gods. I say the seeds must be harvested and planted.
He nods, resolute on this point even as he eases back.
So I hide them by the shore, where the sun warms the sand just so. And I wait.
Storing their fruit in a moderate heat source. Not a bad way to ease the seeds open.
Akira, do you cultivate?
His eyes swell open with hope.
Koiki is tough, stubborn. It does not surrender without a fight. I let Amira's hot breath warm the heart of the seeds and tell them to grow.
So why frame Tamao? Why not explain it to the chieftain?
Ruanu would not understand. A Kuwaru like me is no farmer. It is not my place to decide what is harvested. But if I can spring life from the koiki seeds, then we have a chance to feed the tribe on a new crop. At least, what tribe still lives by the time the fruit grows?
He glances away and sighs. Tamao's an innocent man after all.
What say? He has stolen, insulted us, even hurled insults at the gods.
Rangi spits and wipes his mouth with the back of his hand.
He is no innocent, I say. If birthing a new crop of koiki means his sacrifice, even Ngati would forgive this.
So it's just a question of what I tell Makumu.
Akira, but say nothing.
Rangi takes a step closer, his eyes widening.
If Ruanu takes back the koiki, we will grow nothing else in time to sustain the tribe.
He bows his head, speaking to the ground between his feet. I will consider it.
I beg of you. For the good of the tribe, let Tamao meet the gods that the rest of us might eat again.
Huh? Right.
I'm not going to let an innocent man pay a price for a crime he didn't commit. But maybe we can make Ruanu see reason?
Yes. Help.
I doubt it's going to go that way. The game's probably going to make you decide between rescuing Tamao or starving the tribe. We'll see. Maybe there's a diplomacy check.
Whatever you need, you must only ask.
Can I not talk to Makumu?
Whatever you need, you must only ask.
Do I have to grab the koiki fruit?
Sure.
The dialogue said I have to decide what to say to Makumu, so he should have dialogue for this.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you think, must speak. Nairi.
Dried koiki fruit. Koiki fruit is a rare and extremely valuable commodity in Tikawara. This piece has been intentionally dried to last in case of scarcity. At least Rangi wasn't being as malicious as I initially suspected. I assumed he just stole it so he could eat it. But he does have the people's best interest in mind.
Yes. Hello. Whatever you need, I can help.
Just not Tamao's. I found a bunch of koiki fruit buried by the shore.
Hidden from all the sand crabs and liars, I say.
Akumu shows his teeth to Tamao.
Ikira, that is no work of mine. Though I want to see you lose a finger to the crabs, digging up the rest.
Tamao laughs in spite of himself, his teeth red with dried blood.
I say I'm beyond finished. For this, I'll feed you to Ngati myself.
Akumu unsheathes his dagger and advances on Tamao. Wait, Rangi was the one who hid the koiki. The dagger bobs in Akumu's hand, his pinched glare hovering on Tamao.
Akira, this is true? Why would Rangi do this?
He wanted the koiki seeds to sprout.
What say? He thinks a weaver knows better than the Ranga what to do with our fruit?
His grip tightens on the hilt of the dagger.
Two traitors. But only one deserves death this day.
Resolved, Akumu nods to himself and presses his lips together. Without another word, he passes you some bottles and shells. I don't think Rangi should be killed for what he did either. Of course, I know where they're at now. Yep, Rangi's gone. Let's see if he gives her a reward as well, or at least has commentary.
You must only ask.
Nope, he does not. Okay. Well, I think we're done in Tikawara for now. So next time we will leave the village and explore the island proper. Must be one of my paladin buffs or something, rocking on these guys when I walk by. I don't know what else it could be. By the way, for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.